Tell me. I call this meeting to order. Our first order of business is a public hearing for the FEMA floodplain ordinance. We have actually reviewed this already and had a discussion, so I'm not going to belabor comments from us unless our new members. Oh, actually, we'll get to that. Our new members would like to comment on the ordinance. Anything to say about it? Okay, is there anyone from the public who's here? No, I don't hear what's here for the reporter.
The only person online is Zach Noble.
Zach. Is Zach here?
Hello. Try and get the video working.
Zach. Oh, since we have a member on Zoom, we need to do a roll call.
Alt.
Let's do that and then close the public hearing. So just say your name. Hershey Hirschkopf.
Tony Calzetti.
All right. And Zach?
Here. Zach Noble.
All right. Anyway, there obviously is no one here to comment on this. I'm going to close the public hearing and start our regular meeting. If anyone would like to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, now is your time.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, great. All right, and let us introduce our new board members. Mary, would you like to say something and introduce yourself and say a little bit more about, I don't know, why you joined the planning board or your involvement in South Berwick or anything you want to share with them?
I'm Mary Hussey. I am a lifetime resident of South Berwick. I've been involved in many years in a lot of different capacities, as well as being a small business owner for 33 years. So I've worked with a lot of families over the years, seeing, a lot of the needs that families have in this town. I'm now involved in real estate and still working with families and seeing different needs and bigger needs, and I feel like it's important to be involved in that community. That's why I'm here.
Excellent. Welcome. It's so great to have you. And Tony?
Tony Calzetti. I've been a resident of South Berwick this time for coming up on 19 years. Previously, in the 90s, I lived here for 5 years. My first career had me in and out of town. We found South Berwick first time. We just lucked upon it. My wife and I were looking for a place in southern Maine and just happened to have a house for sale. And we drove through. It was over an old mill, and we were like, "Wow, this is a great place." Raised our daughter since she was 6 there. Moved off other places, and when my Coast Guard career came to an end, I said, I want to go back to New England. And lo and behold, I ended up with another job in Boston. And I said, well, I know where we're going to live then. So we bought this house. So I guess what I'm looking at is I bring experience having lived in a lot of locations around the country, a lot of states, a lot of different types of communities. Came back to South Berwick, school system and just the feel of the community. And I'm at a point in my life now where I can afford to give some time to the community. Work requirements, work responsibilities aren't quite as much as they've been in the past, so I have the time to do it. And having been in front of this board many times and sitting there, I saw the professionalism and how this board worked to assess all of the different aspects of the projects that came before you, and without any prior judgment or anything, you guys take a look at each project and you base it on the merits of that project. And I'm like, you know what? That's a group that I can work with.
Well, thank you very much, Tony, and glad to have you here. Welcome. Well, it is time for public comment. It is public comment for anyone who wants to comment on something that is not on the agenda later. Is there anybody online?
Just Zach.
Just Zach, not our usual folks even. Okay, well, I'm closing public comment because that's that. We cannot approve the minutes because we don't have a quorum of people who are at the meeting. So we'll have to wait till Aaron, Bill, and me, right, are all together in one room. And as I understand it, new business 24-002, a major home occupation, is going to be put off. The applicant is not present, and we will reschedule that. Let's talk about schedule in a second. Old business, I believe we have to vote to send the FEMA floodplain ordinance again to town council.
Yes.
Okay, I'm entertaining a motion unless there's any discussion.
One more item of business.
Sorry.
Yeah. Stormwater.
Oh, sorry, I missed that. Southburg update on municipal separate storm sewer system.
So it's just,
Please weigh in.
okay, so this is just a handout from our, company that we use for our MS4. They just really wanted the public to get a look at the handout and, for the planning board to understand that there were a few changes. That was it. There was nothing crazy on it.
Okay, I see this in the back here. Yeah, that's right. Do you know what the changes were, even if they were as insignificant as they might have been?
Honestly, I don't know.
Okay.
I think that she wrote a letter though, and it kind of tells you.
Give me 1 second. Like, I read it, now I don't remember what I read. Sure. So hang on. It's in the back of our package. Yeah. If everybody has a chance to take a look at it again. All right, well, that all looks in order to me. Okay. Is there any discussion on that, on the update, the MS4? Great. Are we have to adopt it, or is it just informational?
It's just informational at this time.
Okay.
But if you want, I'm not sure how you're gonna be voting tonight. But if you wanna recognize Zach and Mary, you can. If you don't want to, you don't have to, but you'll have to make that choice before you go further, sending to the town council.
I will recognize Zach and Mary as voting members. Okay, fine. That brings us to 5. That's excellent. Okay. So I think we're done with the MS4. Feel free to review again. Karen, if you didn't get the packet or want a copy, let us know and we'll give you one of ours.
It's online.
Did you get it? Okay. All right, sorry. Thank you, Bill. Old business, the FEMA floodplain ordinance, once again, if there's no discussion or questions around it. I actually thought that, I forgot our Christine is gonna be here, but I guess we've already talked about it. What's her name? Sorry, that not her name. Who's the woman who comes with the state?
Are you talking about the MS4 stuff?
No, I'm talking about
The floodplain.
Floodplain.
Oh,
No, okay. I thought somebody showed up for that one. Too.
they did. But
They're not
we
yet.
we
Okay.
announced it.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine. All right, no comment, I will entertain a motion to send it off, to approve it and send it off to town council.
So move.
Thank you. Second, we have to take a roll call vote because we have that, online, so Mary? Bill?
Aye.
You're Bill, voted? Zach?
He said
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Passes, unanimously. 5-0, right? Okay, hi, Greg. All right. Great,
So was there no action on MS4? That was right.
I don't
No action from our side. Okay.
just reviewing it, I think we're at board member comments, right?
You're at the, yes, with the scheduling.
Okay, so let's do some scheduling. And then, if any board member has comments, we'll take those, and that's it. We have a very short meeting, sorry, right, just left out. But, so it seems like there's a bunch of dates that are gonna keep us from having a meeting for quite some time. Our next regularly scheduled meeting will be the 19th, but it's Juneteenth. So town hall is closed. And then after that, it's July 3rd would be our next one. Except you're away and you're away. Okay. So I'm wondering if we could try for the Thursday the 20th. What do people think of that?
Thursday the 20th.
Yeah. But I just have the next day.
Oh. That actually works for me too.
Great, great. Hold on.
Yeah.
Good for you?
Yeah.
Okay. And you'll make sure we advertise whatever changes we make for the website.
Yeah, I could do it.
Okay, so let's move our 19th meeting and celebrate Juneteenth, whatever way you do, to the 20th, and I will put it down. Alrighty. And do we want to change, we don't really know what will be on the agenda, do we? So we could try it by here for the 3rd. So I assume we'll hear this one, 24-002, hopefully, instead of the 19th, we'll hear the 20th.
And then we normally know that there's gonna be an amendment to another site plan that was approved coming in front of the board. And we expect to see that anytime as well. So,
Okay, but we can't really anticipate what happens on the 3rd until we're like another week or two out. And July 4th, we're not gonna meet as well, so. And that means after that, the next meeting will be the 17th, right? All right, well, let's just wait and see what comes before us, and if we need to schedule something. Sooner rather than later, maybe folks will try to hold open the 10th. Just in case it's a long wait for somebody. Okay.
just to let you know, I will be away.
You're away the 10th,
Yeah, I'll be away.
what are we giving you a whole week off, or you kidding?
Can you imagine? I know.
All right.
Vacation, so.
And I'm assuming, Tony and Mary, you know, we meet the 1st and 3rd
Yeah.
Wednesday. Okay, well, let's just see what happens on the 3rd and see if we get anything.
I'm trying to throw a wrench in things. There'd be an applicant to do the meeting on the 26th, so we've got 3 weeks in between from this meeting to that meeting, and then 3 from that meeting to the 17th. So we don't have
I'd rather just,
do it the next day. Okay,
I'd rather instead of like, just, let's stay on schedule if we can. So
Okay.
do it on
So
Thursday.
we'll know before the next meeting, so for a new application to come in, it's gonna be submitted 2 weeks prior. We'll know at the next meeting whether or not anything new has come in that's really pressing or not.
Okay.
And then we'll be able to make a
Perfect,
good decision on the 3rd. I agree with that.
okay. And also, will you make sure you reserve the room so there isn't any conflict?
Yes,
Thank you.
definitely.
20, yes. All right, if there's nothing else, are there any board member comments? Thank you all for being here, and I am going to, does somebody want, let's just adjourn. I'm not gonna do Robert's rules, we're not gonna make a motion and vote on it, we're adjourning, there we go. Put me in jail, where's the gavel? I know, you're
So-
right there.
You have to motion this. Can we just do it?
I motion we adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Roll call.
Aye.
Mary?
Aye.
Mary.
Aye.
Zach?
Aye.
Because I, great, we've all decided to adjourn.